I don't like OP characters,
You
and
don't like
the
OP
focus.
characters?
I don't like.
But what do you mean? So like what do you mean? Let's get into that. So like what do you mean OP character? Oh, but wait, before you say that. So, hey, welcome everybody. This is a show no one asked for. I'm Daniel Rumbles. This is Saga MC, episode 5. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Boom. All right. You don't like OP characters. Why the hell not?
What I don't like is that I didn't even get to introduce myself. Is what
Oh
that's
yeah,
we're gonna
no,
start.
I do that for you. I do that for you, bro.
Oh, thank you. I
Yeah,
appreciate that.
yeah.
That's off the bat, off the rip. I don't like that.
Okay, cool,
Now,
cool.
my second gripe is
I'll I'll
OP
tell Bruce
characters to me.
Buffer. I'll tell Bruce Buffer when you join the UFC. Hey, don't announce this dude. Don't
Right.
announce this
You'll be
dude.
like, wait, 1 second. I got it. I got it.
I got it.
I'll
I
do
got
it.
it. I got it. Yeah, exactly.
No, so my gripe with I don't like OP characters, and it's weird. So I have a bunch of people that they're gonna be like, but you like this dude and you like that dude. But I think for me, my favorite character, and this kind of transcends every medium,
Mhm.
is anti-heroes.
Okay.
Like anti-heroes is my favorite, right? But I feel like with OP character, like do you consider Hulk an OP character?
He can be in some iterations. He's
Right?
OP. Yeah, but that's part.
Like
That's part of it.
that fool held two pieces of the Earth's crust together.
That is so. But that gave me goosebumps reading that. That didn't
No, so
like
when I read it,
dude.
I was like, damn, that's pretty dope, right?
That's dope, dude. What are you talking about?
But the other part of my brain was like, the dude is holding two pieces of the Earth's crust together.
Oh,
Like, what the
wow.
fuck are we? What are we
That is
doing here?
that is sick, dude. That is
Like,
sick. And again, it doesn't happen all the time. There was that instant because his family was murdered. So then he
yeah,
like it's like now he's OP. Like he's not OP. He's not OP all the time like that. He has to get to that
but he's
point.
close all the time.
Yeah, because he's the Hulk, dude. He's the Hulk. What's your problem, bro? Like,
My problem is that, like, yeah, exactly my problem. Yeah. So to me, and again, like, I probably won't even make sense.
yeah,
So
you won't. You won't.
we'll chalk it up to me not even understanding my own, thoughts. And I'm okay with
Great.
that. For this one,
Great.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But to me it's like lazy writing to me.
No,
It's like, come on, dude.
so
Like
people accuse Superman of being this. People accuse
and what is he? OP.
Yeah, but that's yeah, right. But what does that have to do? Again, there's different ways that you can make the characters that are OP. You can make them still interesting. Superman's still an
Right.
interesting character. If you think Superman's boring,
No,
it's like you just haven't read the right Superman. Then
no, and I'm not saying he's boring. That's
Mhm,
not the same for me. Like
mhm.
when I read that, I'll honestly I'll be like this. Like, really? Like, we're gonna let him do that too? Like it's like the dude who,
But he died.
maybe I'm just a fucking hater, but the reality is, like, when you see somebody, like, maybe like in high school there was that dude and you're like, this fool's whack, but he can do everything. And you're just like, wow, like,
Yes.
really?
See,
Like, you
see,
got it like that you can do whatever? Oh, this dude, oh, I've never played chess. Oh, checkmate. What the fuck?
see. This is
Oh,
the
oh,
thing.
I'll catch this. Like, it's just bullshit to me.
See, maybe I don't feel this way because maybe I was that person or something. But like, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, and so
No.
so so maybe that's why. Maybe
Hmm.
I attribute the OP characters to high school fucking douchebags that were like, and not all of them were douchebags, but like those dudes where you're like, man, like, losing is not a thing for you ever, huh? Just win. And again, it's not that they're, like, I have no problem against people who win, because then that would just be dumb, right? Yeah,
Uh,
let's always lose.
yeah.
I don't, I
No,
don't, I don't do.
but
Yeah,
but
go ahead.
I do think you just revealed that you have a subconscious fucking like ick towards, again, it's that same type of thing that we always talk about, it's just that
Always trying
that
to. I
it
knew it. As soon as I said, I'm like, this motherfucker's gonna try to incorporate it. No, I don't agree with participation trophies and all that bullshit. Like you lost, you lost. Like suck it
yeah.
up and do better the next fucking time.
But then you're literally contradicting yourself. If someone wins, that's just a hierarchy of who won. But then you're
Right.
like, no, but I respect the hierarchy of who wins and who loses. But it also makes me feel weird and feel icky towards people that win all
I
the
don't feel
time.
icky.
Yeah.
Democrats, I'll throw it in for you. Democrats included. You guys
Yeah.
fucking lost. That's it.
Yeah. You
Republicans, they
lost.
took it. I didn't vote that way. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
But going back to what we were saying,
Yeah.
I just think it's like why make him why does he have to be that powerful? Why?
Okay, and I'll tell you why. Because there's certain characters that we're supposed to use as an example of what we strive to be, and then there's other characters that are more humanistic where
Right.
we relate to them a little bit more, right? And
So
so Superman is
okay.
just an example. And also, if you look at someone like Superman, which he may not be your favorite hero of all time, that's great, but you better put some
Right.
respect on his name. He is the archetype of almost every superhero that has ever existed. So like you need to cool your jets a little bit there, sir. You know.
Mm. But see, that's the thing. Like I see Superman and I don't see like it's gonna sound like I'm like a shit person because of my next statement. I don't see like a quality that I'm like Superman. Like I like Superman because and again it just seems like I'm like
Dude,
whack
so
as
look,
fuck
so
right
look,
now.
look, you're literally proving my point what we were talking about off screen of like championing ratchet behavior.
Oh
And you're
my
like,
god.
dude, here we are. Here's the example of like something righteous, but it's unachievable for me. So don't show it because it's
No,
unachievable for me and makes me feel a certain way. So don't show Superman content to me because it makes me feel less
that's
than.
fine.
Like, you see what
No,
I'm
I'm not
saying?
saying don't show me. What I'm saying is don't show me.
Yeah, right, exactly,
No,
exactly.
that's not it. That's not it.
It
It's
is.
like it's not it. It's not it. It's just like I get what you're saying. Like hey, this is the best you can be, right?
Yeah,
Um, but even like me trying to be the best I can be, like I don't I just it doesn't resonate the same. Like okay,
okay,
here's
okay.
the thing. Like,
Uh-huh. Go,
do you
go.
like Superman?
I do, yeah. What? Yeah, of course. He's not my
Like
favorite
he's
character,
okay.
but he's
Like,
he's
and
up
don't
in
get me
my.
wrong. Like I'm not trying to knock Superman, saying like, "Ooh, Superman's whack." Like Superman,
Yeah,
dude, I've
he's
seen
not.
Superman do some dope ass shit.
Yeah, he's the
Um,
dopest. He's like really dope. I think he's up
yeah.
there in my like top 10 for sure.
I think what it is I always like the underdog. I'll always root for the underdog, for the most
Well,
part. Um,
so let me. Oh yeah, keep going, keep going. Mhm.
no, I was just gonna say I don't see Superman as an underdog, right?
Yeah,
I,
of
I don't
course
I don't
not.
see yeah
Base.
I,
Yeah,
yeah I don't see Hulk as an underdog. The only time I would see him as an underdog is like because he's not that smart, right? When he's just the Hulk. But
yeah.
they've written into him like so many other levels where you're just like, okay, dude, like Maestro, right? Fucking like, dude, you're Brainiac. Like, come on.
So let me
But go
let
ahead.
me let me tell let me tell you, okay? So like I think you're missing something, and maybe you didn't
Oh,
know
for
that you were
sure.
missing it. No, maybe you
Oh,
didn't know that you were missing it. No, I don't even mean it
I'm
as a
miss,
bad thing.
I'm missing a
I
lot.
know you're missing part of your freaking mind, but like that's not. No, but let me tell you about Superman, okay? So
Oh,
what
please
what's
do.
yeah. So what's going on is because you're judging him off his power. Yeah, so you're looking him
Right,
off his power and then making an entire judgment of like this dude's OP. And I can agree with that factual statement. He is OP.
right.
He is. I mean, he just is. So
Yeah,
like for me to say he isn't, that would also be dumb, right? So factually he
right,
is. But again, I think the part that you're missing is like why Superman is important and special. And the reason is because he's OP, but again, like you're saying, it's like it's not interesting to me because I know that if he gets into hand-to-hand combat, like he's gonna win this thing. Okay, great, great, great. That's not why Superman is interesting, or that's not how they make him
Right.
interesting. What makes an OP character like Superman? This doesn't apply just to Superman; it applies to other
Mm,
OP characters. It mostly has to, but why Superman can be interesting is not because he can beat Mongol in a fight, right? We know he's going to
right.
beat Mongol every time. Every time we know he's going to beat Mongol. That's not why we are like, oh, yay, Superman. The reason why we're like, yay, Superman is because he is so OP, but the way that you can beat him is how does Superman fight when Lois Lane is held hostage, when
Right.
Jimmy Olsen might die, when the planet is held hostage and might be destroyed in like 5 minutes. Like that's when you're like, oh shoot, what does the perfect man? What how does he do when he's not feeling perfect, when his mind is not out in focus? Like what does he do? Like what does he do in this situation? Who does he choose?
Right.
We want to see what the righteous man, what the epitome of righteousness, we want to see what he will choose in the face of really crazy decisions. And
Mm,
that's why Superman is interesting, because he's OP, but
right.
is still faced with these decisions where it's like, man, we always say, I have to make a decision because I'm human. So I have to make a decision. But man, if I was Superman, of course I would always do the right thing. But then we have Superman that's placed in these dilemmas where it's like, man,
Right.
he does have that power that we wish we had. And what does he do? So that's why it's interesting. It's like, man, that's okay. What is this super OP that has all the power in the world that can't lose? What's the decision he makes in this instant? What does he do with that power? When will it corrupt him? And it never does. And so that's the thing. It's like that's why, yeah, I think Superman is more stoic and base than a lot of people give him credit for. You know what I mean? A lot of people think he's like the goody two shoes person, and
Mm,
I think he is, right. He does the righteousness thing, but he's a stoic dude. He's a stoic dude. He's the archetype, dude. He's the
right.
archetype of pretty
So,
much every Superman, every super being. You know what I mean?
right. So here's a question then.
Mhm.
Because again, like, and I'll be the first to admit, like, Superman again isn't like a go to like comic for me, right? I mean, I read enough, and yeah. But my question is this, like, because compared to Batman, Batman is like super righteous, right? Yeah.
Well,
And his whole
Batman's also
philosophy,
arrogant, huh?
right, arrogant, yeah. But his whole thing is he doesn't kill, right?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I don't agree with that.
right. But Superman is his kill. Does he have a lot of people dead on his watch because of him?
Um, because of Superman.
Yeah, like Superman has killed, and it's not just villains. It's like, what I'm saying, like,
He's killed, but it's mostly like alien beings that, you know what I
right,
mean?
yeah,
Things like where you literally have to kill them. They're on Earth invading you. You know what I mean?
right. Like no one's
So you
gonna
gotta,
give a shit if they died.
yeah, right. So you gotta blast
Right.
them into oblivion and things like that. But in terms of like, if you look at someone like when he fought the elite, right, in
Hmm.
the cartoon movie or even the
Yeah.
comic book of it, whereas I think it's called the Authority or something like that. But if you watch the cartoon of it, it's a really good movie. The comic book's really good too. But if you watch the movie, which most people probably have, but I don't know if you have, like, Superman versus the Elite.
I it's not like something I can recall like that, but yeah.
You should watch it again, because
Mhm.
again, if you're asking like why Superman is dope or interesting, that is one. And I don't want to spoil it
Yeah.
now that you kind of don't know, but it literally caters to exactly what you're saying right now and what you're saying. Like,
Right.
that's why I was trying to say, I don't mean it as a bad thing. I just think maybe you haven't really emphasized the right stories or whatever that really put
Right.
Superman in these kind of dilemmas where you're like, oh man, like, and you're thinking like, dang, this is, well, I don't, but you're thinking like, this is it. This is where Superman does what I would do in this
Right.
situation. But that's why we love Superman, because he does what the right thing is, not what you would do. He does what the right thing would be do, and he like does it, and he, oh man, it's crazy, dude. You watch that. That one's a really one of my favorite DC animated movies. There's a lot of good
Right.
DC animated movies, but
Right.
um Superman versus the Elite. If you guys out there, you haven't seen it, make sure you watch it. It's really dope. You will like
Mhm.
all of the action is great, the story is amazing, and the ending is so dope. And Superman has some bars in it, some bars, like where it gives you goosebumps, like. And I don't want to ruin them because it will ruin the goosebump sensation, but like,
Right.
oh man, watch Superman versus the Elite. Trust me, watch it. Trust me. I think
Okay.
it's on
But
Max, but
okay, so the interesting part again is I don't think it's the interesting part, right? To me, I think also what it is like the move set that he has. Like, like it's one thing to be strong and be like, damn, this fool could take, all these suits. But like it's like, dude, you gave him like X-ray vision, you gave him beams from his eye, like
yeah,
super hearing speed. Like, dude, come on.
yeah.
Like his only weakness, I mean, yeah, his other weaknesses is like, Lois Lane and other things like that, but like his main weakness is some fucking green like like
No,
a
and a
green
red sun
gem.
and red sunlight too.
Okay. Okay,
And
yes.
he's prone to magical attacks also.
Okay.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah,
Ooh. He doesn't
yeah,
play Magic the Gathering. Ooh,
yeah.
watch out.
See, yeah, dude, watch out, bro.
But it's like, dude, like one of these days I feel like someone should just write the comic where they run out of fucking kryptonite. Like it's been mined, it's been destroyed, and
But
there's
they
like
have,
nothing left.
no,
Have they really?
well, no, but they have a story where. So I don't know if you've heard about Superman Prime. Have you heard about Superman Prime?
No, I can't say I have.
Okay, so Superman Prime is like it's like way in the future, and obviously Superman's just
Okay.
gonna live forever. So he lives forever.
Yeah.
He
And he
eventually,
lives forever.
yeah.
He lives forever. Like, dude, like, come, like, it's just, I think, honestly, and it's no fault of the creators and everything, but like, he doesn't, I can't even
So
right now.
so
Like,
look, so look. I can't say anything, and I can't say anything about it. First off, because I like
right.
Superman, but second, I can't say anything because my favorite character of all time, of all content, everywhere, favorite character ever to exist
Another OP character. Go ahead.
is Silver is yeah is Silver Surfer. So
Shocker.
I can't say anything about Superman because Silver Surfer is my favorite. But I think Silver Surfer is again it stems from the archetype of Superman. You
Right,
have to put respect on the name, and not only that, but I think Silver Surfer is a better version of what a OP character like Superman can be, and I think that he is different because again, the way that they make him interesting is not the dope cosmic battles that he can have with other OP characters because there's unlimited things that they can do. But it's interesting because of the introspective. Silver Surfer, especially in the early days, is more of a philosophical comic. A lot of the panels are just Silver Surfer literally floating through space, speaking
right,
to himself because he's murdered for so many like decades or whatever, finding planets
right.
for that Galactus to eat. So once he broke chains of that, that makes him interesting, where he has this guilt where his whole existence is trying to redeem himself from this past that
Right,
he's ashamed of, you know what I mean? And so then there's all this interesting stuff where it's like he does have to make the decision sometimes where he's like, dang, like I have to destroy this planet full of all these people to save this entire galaxy, or do I let the whole galaxy down or whatever? And so
right.
he has to make these decisions. That's how you make that interesting. And I like seeing that, you know?
But the thing is, that would make him an anti-hero, though.
Yeah, I think Silver
Yeah,
Surfer is an anti-hero. Yeah, I
yeah.
would say so.
See,
But yeah, but he can be
anti-hero.
both. But he can be both. He can be an OP
Yeah,
character and an anti-hero. I think
but
Deadpool's
that's
an
what I'm
OP
saying. Like,
character.
I guess I don't mind OP characters as long as they're anti-heroes.
Oh, okay, because Deadpool's an OP character.
For sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
Wolverine, I mean,
yeah.
but they're OP in the sense that like, yeah, you can't ever kill them, right? But
But they can lose fights.
and they lose a lot of them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like I like and again
yeah.
I think it's the underdog kind of that thing where it's like, yeah, Wolverine is gonna give it his all,
Right.
but he's gonna get his ass fucking handed. I mean,
But
dude,
that's
fucking
why
Magneto
Wolverine.
takes out,
But
you
that's
know?
why Wolverine is like my second favorite of all time ever. So it's
Yeah.
like for me, it's like Silver Surfer, probably Wolverine, and He-Man probably up there.
See, He-Man seems like another goody goody.
Yeah, dude. He's the right.
Yeah.
He's literally like the like the basically he's like Superman, but just of Eternia. He even says it, the most powerful man in the universe.
Exactly.
You know, and he like punches the screen, and then it go
Another, yeah, dude.
beep, and you get the filmation or whatever. It's so sick, dude. Gives me
Yeah.
goosebumps thinking about it. The music is
Yeah.
so gnarly, and then his voice echoes as he like holds it like super bass and ripped, and he's just like, "I have the power." Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
And he like fucking, oh dude, he's the sickest. Name a sicker. That's what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, I like these OP characters, sure, but they're like better than Superman. They're like what Superman
Right.
was in the beginning, but like just better adaptations, I think, now. Especially because I think Conan is up there for me in probably like
Mm-hmm.
fourth place or fifth place, Conan as a character.
Mm-hmm.
And He-Man came from a mix of what Superman and Conan is. Like
Right.
that's what He-Man is, you know what I mean? So it's funny, I like those characters.
I think one in my top five, I think that has crept over the years.
Mm.
Um, and it's not someone I even talk like so much about to where you'd be like, oh yeah, you've been a fan for a long time, which I've been a fan for a long time, but I think it's always been overshadowed by like the fact that I like Deadpool Wolverine, that
Oh yeah.
I don't always, and that's also like the content that this character has. Um, like the comics, yes, obviously they have plenty of comics, but like the movies that were made, I was like, yeah, they were cool, but it didn't like really showcase this character like how I would wanted him showcased. But
For
it's
for
fucking
who?
like
For who?
Ghost
For
Rider.
who? Oh, but yeah, but there's some scenes in there that are sick.
No,
Like,
for sure,
yeah,
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 but
yeah.
like it like
Cage does a
Ghost
good
Rider to
job.
me is yeah, Ghost
Yeah.
Rider to me is like super fucking dope.
He's
Like
so dope. I love Ghost Rider. He's so sick.
yeah,
He's so
so
sick. I think
that is
Spawn
a
beats
character,
him
yeah.
though. I like Spawn better.
Yeah, and so Spawn is up there as one of my top.
And he's super OP, dude. He's the most OP, more OP than, dude, way more OP than Superman. Like, not even close, dude. He's the way more, dude. He literally fought God and the devil and beat them both and was already the devil. Then, like, fought what the devil was, beat him, then fights the son and the two sons of creation, basically the embodiment of good and evil, the god and the devil both fight him at the same time. He beats them and becomes god and the devil at the same time, and then realizes that he kind of like finished, and then is like, I'm gonna go back to being Spawn, and like just goes back to being Spawn again. Like, what the, dude? He's the most OP character of any OP character even been talking about. So like,
and
what are
and
you
and
talking about?
the crazy part is like, and it's weird because I don't put Spawn. It's weird. I put Spawn in his own like category
Yeah, that's
because
headcanon.
because like I'm a huge fan of Spawn, and that's another one.
Yeah,
That's another one that
same.
people might not know that like I
I love
forgot like it
Spawn.
was like maybe sixth grade fucking
Mhm.
I found who Spawn was, and I was just like what? Because again, his shit is dark as fuck, and it has
So
always been
dark.
that way, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
And I was just like, oh shit. And then I started collecting the Todd McFarlane figures. I have like so many. I just don't display them, but because I don't have any place for them, but I have so fucking many. Um,
yeah. That's sick.
and yeah, like all the different versions of Spawn is dope. Um, yeah, so I feel like I just have him in his own like yeah, Deadpool, Wolverine. I said even Ghost Riders in my top. And then yeah, I don't put Spawn in that because I think Spawn is just Spawn. Like Spawn is
Nah, dude, you
yeah.
gotta put him in that. So like
No, but like
here,
I'm saying, he's like in my top five because yeah, like Spawn to me is yeah. But yeah, I
yeah.
don't know. It's a weird like I don't consider him like yeah, he's just in his own bracket, like untouchable
Nah,
over here.
he's in my top 10. You have to put him in there just because you
Oh no,
just don't
he's in
feel
my
like
top
it.
five for sure.
Oh, okay.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I think like it's like when an album reaches a double platinum, triple platinum, right?
Yeah.
He's like in the diamond category. You know, like he's solidified. I don't even have to mention
No,
Spawn
you do.
because
See,
we
you're
all
you and
know.
not mentioning stuff. Like, what is your deal? Like, not mention it. I want to not
It,
mention it. 'Cause, like, what?
you know what it is, and it
Uh,
might be like me being an only child, and I wasn't the only child because a lot of people give only children like the bad rap of like, oh, you had everything, or like you don't know
right,
what it's like to share and all this other shit,
right.
which at least for my case isn't the truth.
Mhm.
And yes, I've seen selfish single children, and I'm like, oh yeah, you give us a fucking bad name, but to me, like I was just always very particular with certain things, and I guess this would be the only child syndrome that I can say like I can see that is that there was things like Spawn that I was like, oh man, like I got to keep this to myself. Like, I liked it so much that I was like, no, I can't let anybody know about this. Like, and you know, in my logical brain, like I'm thinking, like, yeah, dude, I'm not the only one that fucking knows Spawn, you know.
Right, right.
But like to me, it was like, dude, if I big him up, then other people are they're gonna saturate my Spawn pool, you know.
Oh my god, dude, you're
I know,
weird, bro.
man.
You're
I am fucking
weird,
weird.
bro. You're a weirdo, dude. That's like weird. That's
I
weird,
know
bro.
that's yeah. So then it would be like, oh, you like Spawn too? Yeah, he's cool. He's cool. And in my mind, I'm like, oh fuck, he's
Nah,
trying to buy my fuck, he's trying to buy all the comics.
the whole point is that you want fools to talk about it. That's the whole freaking point, man.
Nah, it's
Nah,
mine. It's
it's
mine.
so it's like and then so for me, yeah, it'd be, and I don't know, the other thing is like, do I put Doom in that and Darth Vader in that category, or do I put them in the villain category? But I don't think either are villains. So, well, Darth Vader's a villain, but I don't think Doctor
Oh
Doom is a
wait.
villain.
I was like,
Doctor
huh?
Doom is not a villain. So,
Okay, right.
so
We'll see how he's portrayed in fucking
oh,
Doomsday.
dude, if they disgrace his name, I'm rioting. If
Yeah.
they disgrace his name, because he is not a villain. Everything that he does, think about this. Think about this. Okay, this is why I'll tell you he's not a villain. Let me tell you, and you'll agree. You'll agree. It's
Okay.
because he's Latverian. Okay, so
Oh,
everything that he does is for the country of Latveria and the people of Latveria. You know how
right.
much the crime rate of Latveria is? Tell me what the crime rate of Latveria is. It's 0%. No one is hungry. Everyone is educated. Everyone lives a good life and whatever. And that's provided to you by Dr. Doom, sir. And so his goal and his priority is to let them, like the Latvian people. And so if we judge him off what he's doing, well, that's 100% success rate. Not even the Avengers, not all these people, there's still crime rate in the
Right.
US, even though they stop big invasions and they stop petty crime. We have street level villains. In Latveria, there is 0% crime. So in his
Right.
world and the people that he's supposed to take care of, the hero that he is for that people is 100% success rate. 100% success rate. So all people die of natural causes in his country. And
Okay,
you're going to
but
tell
do
me
you
that that dude's
find
a villain, really?
but here's the thing. That isn't that he's a dictator. He's a
No, because the
dictator.
people like it. The people are cool with it.
There's okay, so in all the comics, they're just like, yeah, like this is our
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, because it's 0% crime.
You know
Who would
why?
have a problem with this?
No, but you know why?
Why?
He's controlled that he's brainwashed them.
Oh my goodness, dude. This is the crazy thing where it's like, dude, it's like this constant proving of what I've been saying, dude. It's like,
No,
yeah, but
I
I
honestly,
can't have my brat summer. Like I can't go out be a thought. Like, okay, dude, what are you talking? Like you have zero
uh,
percent crime. And you know what you just did? You know what you just did? Have you ever seen that reel? It's so funny. It's so funny, but they're listening to a Bill Hicks joke, and it's the Joe
oh
Budden.
yeah,
Yeah, and so they're listening
yeah,
to the Bill Hicks joke, and the Bill Hicks joke goes
that's
like,
a good one.
I think I finally understand women. It's like, like when, when they're like
Yeah.
Adam tells Eve and says, "Man, we anything that we can come up with, it just happens. There's no crime here. There's no nothing. There's no negative feeling. There's no. We can eat all the food that we want. We can have all the happiness and joy. There's
Mhm.
like we said, 0% crime and everything." And then Eve goes, "Yeah, and it still ain't enough, ain't it?" And then so all the
Yeah.
dudes start cracking up, right? And there's the
Right. Yeah.
one chick on the podcast, and she's not
Melissa
laughing.
Ford.
And then
Melissa
they
Ford.
look, oh yeah, so then they look at her and then they're like, "What, that like you good or whatever?" And then she's like, "Nah, well, I was just waiting for more." And then Joe Budden's like, "Well, that was kind of his point." And they all start cracking
Yeah.
up. It's like, you're the chick on the podcast. So you're like, "Yeah, I know, man. Like, but they still did they choose no crime rate and a happy life? If they didn't choose a happy life and living happily ever after, if they didn't choose it, then they have a problem with it. You know what I mean? Like they
Here's my
should
question though.
revolt. They should
No, no, no.
start a
Like
war. They should start
I
war,
agree.
riot, and loot. They should loot. You
I
know?
agree. I agree that in that respect, yes, right. But I think where's the flaw in Doctor Doom is that he's trying to do that. He's just trying to do that everywhere, right? Is that what he's?
Eventually, yeah, because I
Yeah.
mean, rightfully so, right? If we allowed Doom
Right.
to kind of rule, we would have no crime.
But is there? But what is the? But there's a criteria that you have to meet with him, right? Isn't there something that you have? Like, what is the?
Yeah,
Is he's
don't
not
be
just gonna be like, let me fly here and hey, everyone, I'm gonna just control. I'm gonna make. There's no crime here. Like, what is he? There's
yeah,
something that is a negative.
right. So like, don't be a degenerate.
Right. But are you telling me that's his only
Ooh,
flaw?
so hard to do. So hard to do. What a dictator. What a
No, but
dictator.
that's not it though. Is that really just it?
Just be Latverian and don't commit crimes.
There's no like stipulation. There's no nothing where you're like, okay, there's the small print, the fine print.
He loves his people. He really genuinely does. And they
No, but
emphasize it a lot in the comics. Like he has
right, but
actual
what I'm
love for
saying,
his people.
and I get that, but what I'm saying when he's
Yeah.
trying to control the world, right?
Oh,
Um,
right.
yeah, he steps outside of just loving his people. What is the thing where it's like, where's the turnoff?
Well, yeah, because people are fighting back.
Right, but it's he because I think what I'm trying to say is like, or what I'm trying to figure out is they're fighting back. Why though? What's the pushback?
He wants to just be the leader and he's saying, "Look at my results." And they're saying like, "Yeah, no, that's not how you become leader here." And then he's like, "Well, no, but I'm obviously more right than you. So like you're wrong and I'm going to take this by force now." And so because you're just like too dumb for your own good. So
Right.
then that's where he's like, you can't, for some reason you guys can't look at statistics and numbers and facts and then be like, "Oh, there's 0% crime." Like I want that. So since you can't do that, your
Right.
brain doesn't work. It's like I still want to freaking do degenerate stuff. Then you're like, "Oh, okay, Doom can't be my leader." You know what I mean? So then they fight and they go to war. But if they would just
Right.
let Doom rule, then Doom would we would have zero crime. Just we would all just be Latverians. You know what I mean? Like zero crime. Isn't that what we want? Like, you
Would
know what I
you
mean?
would you trust a dude in a green cape and metal mask?
No, but I would trust results. So if I look at the results and I go, "Oh,
Right.
dang, there's zero crime and these people like live happy, they like eat and stuff." It's not like North Korea
Right.
where they're like there's no crime, but they're oppressed and there's slave labor and stuff like that. In
Right.
Latveria, there's not. Everyone lives full lives. They eat good. They go to school. They like live full lives, fine and happy. They just have to sacrifice the possibility of crime. Oh, like, oh no.
So
Like,
in essence, they just have to surrender themselves.
yeah, basically,
Right. But
basically,
yeah, that's
just like
as a human being.
why this is why the Empire did nothing wrong. And Vader is kind of like, other than, he like killed a lot of
Right.
people. But
Yeah.
other than that, in terms of like the Empire, it's like, you know, what did they
I'll
do
I'll give
incorrect?
you I'll give you Doom. but like I feel like there's a chip in the armor. There's a kink in the
Well,
armor.
well, he is arrogant, and he has tried to steal like Sue Storm, like
Oh,
from
okay. Oh, right.
Reed
Okay.
Richards.
Right. Got
He's
it.
like
Got it.
made
Got it.
her. He's made her his wife and stuff, and
I thought there was something else. I was like, I couldn't quite put my finger on something. Something.
he
Yeah.
he has taken reality and put all the heroes and villains on this world so that they can fight
That
each other.
Battle
But I
World.
think
Yeah.
that that's just
Exactly.
more like what a father does for his like younger. Just...
That's
No, I'm just
funny.
kidding. I'm just kidding. But
No, I mean,
yeah,
when 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 we get Battle World and Secret Wars, I mean, I can't wait for that. But
yeah, me neither.
like just even to see like a character for like a second that
Yeah.
is in nothing else, but you're just like, oh my God, there he is.
Well,
Like that
Gambit's
would be
back.
super. Yeah, like I did
Gambit's
see that,
yeah.
which is cool. But again, well, no, because that's Doomsday. Yeah, so yeah, I saw dude a lot of those names I didn't even know who they were.
Of
You know,
who?
like when in Doomsday when what is it, Robert Downey Jr. or they pan all the
Oh
chairs.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's
There's
not
a,
even
there
everybody.
no, but there was a lot of names I was just like reading the name didn't trigger like, oh, I know who the face is to that name. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But everybody's
So
basically everybody's in it.
for sure, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
but it was weird to me with the chairs going by that fucking Thor was first.
Why?
I don't know. I felt like well, I guess first is yeah, I guess it's cool. But then but here's my thing. Like if you're putting I think it I attribute to like the title card, like like of a movie or something.
Okay.
Usually the best is first, right?
Okay.
But then Robert was last, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, is there symbolism there that this is like the righteous and this is the other side of the spectrum,
Maybe. Maybe there
right?
is. Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe
Yeah, I
because I
don't
mean
know.
if you think about it, Thor is I mean they do a really good job of the first Infinity Saga where Thor is like very much a main character. Like he
Right.
has an arc that stems like Tony and like Captain America
Right.
that's like from the beginning to the very end,
hmm Yeah.
and it
I,
ends
I like
beautifully.
the trifecta for that for
Yeah.
them. Those three
For
arcs are like one of the best in the whole cinematic universe.
ever to
Yeah.
exist because even if you don't like it particularly, that arc for that many movies in a franchise has never been done before and hasn't been done since. So like
Right.
you have to put respect on the name of the what is the MCU. You just have
For
to,
sure.
even if you're just a movie fan and you're like Marvel movies aren't cinema. Like okay, it's a movie. So like
Right.
just because you're you know what I mean, just because you're a
Mhm.
little like thingy tickles, when you hear that an MCU movie is coming out, that's
Yeah.
just a feeling thing, that's an emotion thing. It is
Right.
a movie. Like by
Yeah.
definition, it is cinema. So like
It's a film. Yeah.
it's a film. Yeah, it's cinema.
Yeah.
So like in the world of cinema, nothing like it has been done before and nothing has been
Right.
done like it since. Even within the MCU, they haven't done that since, right? So, you
Yeah.
know,
I think when it comes to like that being quote unquote not cinema, by
mhm,
those, Scorsese was vocal about that, right? And
right.
other actors as well as directors were vocal on that. I think it's because like it's so definitive and it's so like you can try to deny it, right? But you can't deny that this is successful and well crafted and visually amazing and all these different things that make cinema, right? Um, but I think for them, it's like, man, look how easy it looked, to get to that point when I've been working like night and day making these films that I feel didn't garner that much acknowledgement as fast. I think that's kind of where I feel like they're stemming from. Again, this is just my opinion, but I feel like that's what's stemming their like, oh, that's not good, you know?
Well, I think there's resentment, and I think the
Yeah.
resentment comes from that, you know, let's say someone like Scorsese, who's the one who kind of was very vocal about it, right? Um, and I think what he said was dumb. But what I think what his thing is that he has these ideas that he wants greenlit, but like
Right.
movies won't greenlight it because it doesn't have like a prior IP, doesn't have enough,
Right.
you know, it's like an original story, it's like this other thing, you know, so it
Yeah.
takes him a lot more work than if he were to say like, you know, yo, I want to make a Spawn movie. Then they would be like, oh, Scorsese, you want to make a Spawn movie? Let's do the
Right.
Spawn movie now. You know what I mean? And so it's like I think that's why he gets upset. But again, I'm not even saying that that's not wrong or that he's not right to get mad about it, to even have a
Mhm.
certain way about it. But your feeling towards that, your resentment towards that doesn't
Right.
change the definition of what things are. And that's where we live in a society now where like that's we think that's a true way of moving. We think that
Right.
because I feel a certain way, that I'm going to change the definition of what actually is the thing because it hurts my feelings to say what it actually is. So let's change the whole definition itself. And if you don't
Right.
agree, then you're a bigot or whatever, a racist, whatever the heck
Right.
it is. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And it's like you're an ist or a phobe or a whatever the heck because
Right. 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 Yeah.
you don't want to bend definitions. Definitions are white supremacy. Like facts are white supremacy. Like,
Yeah.
dude, it's just it's so annoying, man. So that's why it's like
No, and
I have resentment towards cinema to the MCU. So you know what? They're not movies. They're not movies, guys, right, guys? You know, and it's like, dude, what? You're embarrassing
yeah.
yourself, dude. You're embarrassing yourself. Like, stop,
Right.
stop, stop it.
And that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
that's kind of that's what I was saying is like the shot of how fast the MCU was talked about and praised and loved, and how many movies they've been able to orchestrate um in such a short span compared to Scorsese and some of these other people who were vocal. Yeah, I could see where you're just like, damn, I've been working night and day to put out these well-crafted, pieces of cinema, film, right, history, and then these dudes come out and knock everyone, for the most part, they 90% of them out of the park. And I've never seen these fools in my life. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I can see how you're feeling some type of way, but that's kind of where you as an adult and as a logical being could just be like, fuck, like they're killing me, right? But
Yeah.
shit, like we're in the same field and they're just playing better than I'm playing.
Yeah. And where else till we see this? Where it's like a lack of accountability and it's like where it's like
In
you can't just
politics.
yeah, where you can't just be like, "Oh, we lost. We should do better," rather than
Right,
complaining about the thing that is and we can even grant it and go, "Oh, the ones that won, we don't agree with." But
right,
it's also their fault. And like, no, what? Like, no,
right.
sure, we can say we don't agree with them that won, whatever, but
Yeah,
why we lost is why we lost. That's why it's in the word we lost. So it's like,
right,
you know, you have to look at yourself, your team, and go, oh, we lost. Well, how did we move? Ah, we pushed a little too far on these things. We were a little too culty where it's like you believe everything that we believe. If you even have like varying thoughts, then you
right.
know what I mean? It's like it's this like
And
lack
the
of it,
vibes,
again.
yeah,
It's this everywhere. It's infected everything. It's infected every freaking thing. Like people can't just like you know what I mean? Like I don't know. It's really freaking annoying. Look at the Acolyte, right? The Acolyte failed, and then whose fault
right.
was it? The fans. Oh, dude, John Boyega. John Boyega. Did you see what
Mhm.
he said?
No, no, no.
Dude, he came out and he said some like ludicrous stuff. What I'm talking about right now. He came out
Yeah,
and he said like, yeah, the Star Wars fans are basically like they only want white heroes and like the second they get a black hero, it's like, oh, ooh, they don't want a black hero and so like
right,
that's too much or whatever. And it's like, dude, wow, dude, you're a scumbag. You're a scumbag. You know that we all wanted you to be the stormtrooper that goes into becomes a Jedi. I didn't write
right.
the story. We don't write the
Yeah,
story. So now it's the fans' fault that go and watch you in hopes that you become a Jedi. And then we watch
yeah,
a movie where you don't become a Jedi and we go, man, that sucks. And then you are blaming me who walked out bummed out that you didn't become a Jedi. You're blaming me. and making it a race thing on top of it. It's like,
Right.
dude, this is literally why they lost. This is like this mentality of like, it's your fault. And it's also because you're a racist. Like, what the heck, dude? What? Like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about, man? That story has only been done in Legends, where a stormtrooper like rises through the ranks and becomes a Jedi. It's only been told in Legends. We've never seen it in live action.
Yeah. It
That
would
would
have
have
been dope.
killed. It would have been so
Yeah.
dope, man. And
Dude,
it's like, now you're
and
blaming us.
right, and it's weird. I didn't see that fucking interview or but yeah, like I was really bummed because I thought like I like that dude as an actor.
Yeah.
He's fucking amazing.
Attack the
Um,
block. Let's go.
yeah, and they're making a
Mhm.
sequel, by the way.
Oh, sick. Yeah.
Yeah, and it would make sense too because he's a lot older now, so like I can just see it, and I hope it's good, right?
Hmm,
But
hmm.
um but going back to it, yeah, like I remember him in the stormtrooper costume and then fighting, and I was just like, oh fuck, this is gonna be dope. Yeah, and then they just was like, nah,
No, and he ends up chasing Ray, just yelling Ray. That's literally his only lines.
right.
And then they give him a romance that is not even like a real romance. It's like, dude, what?
It was
And
yeah, so forced.
it's so forced and so
Yeah,
lame. It's like, and it's
yeah,
almost like they were backpedaling, like, oh, we didn't make him a Jedi, so let's give him this romance. You know what I mean?
right.
And then like,
Yeah,
let's not even make it a real romance. Let's just whatever. And it's like, that's my fault somehow. So
right,
somehow in your logical mind, again, so much absent logic in our society now. But this is
right.
his logic, is like, wow, like they wrote the script. Yeah, I'm gonna blame the people that watched the movie, not the people that wrote the script.
Right.
I'm gonna blame the people that watched the movie as if they wrote the script. You jerks. You jerks that
Yeah.
watched the movie and didn't write the movie, but I'm mad at you as if you did write the movie. You guys suck and you're racist because of it. What, dude? What?
I know.
And then I bet you, when I'm like, man, what this guy's making, like, why is he now it's like a black thing and a white thing, like, what the heck? Hey, Daniel, you're making it about race. Whoa, oh my god, man, this is great. There's like no talk.
Right.
I'd have more success talking to a wall, because at least the wall wouldn't say stupid shit. You know what I mean? So it's
Right.
like, dang, like this is great. It's wild, bro. It's wild. And I don't know. Did you see the Acolyte? Did you see the Acolyte too?
No, and again, like that part didn't intrigue me. Like the whole thing just didn't really intrigue me. So I was just like, eh. Um, and then I heard it was bad, so I was like, cool. Like I'll watch it when I watch it if I watch it. But
Yeah.
yeah,
But I thought it was interesting, and I was actually excited for it, because I was like, oh
right.
man, they're gonna really like blur the lines. But then they just ended
Well,
up. Uh-huh.
to be honest, yes, I was interested, but then like as soon as it came and went, and then I heard it was just bad, then I was like, well, okay, cool. Like it wasn't like I'm gonna watch it because I'm so like I was like, oh, okay. And then when it started tanking, I was like, oh, okay, you know,
Do you have Disney Plus?
I do, yeah.
It's only, I think it's only like, it's like less than 10 episodes. I I,
And they're like
I
what, an hour?
like 45 minutes to an hour,
Okay.
some, yeah. But I feel like you should watch it. And again, I know that you're against this. I know we've talked about this, where you're like,
I
I
don't
don't
got
need
that
to
much
watch
time,
bad
man.
stuff.
I don't got
Yeah,
that much
no, but
time.
I feel like you should just watch it, because it's like, and I was telling my brother this too. My brother was like, not about it. He's like, not gonna watch it. But I think he watched like clips of them.
Yeah,
But I was like, dude, you should watch, because it's so like, it's almost mesmerizing how bad it is. Like, you keep telling yourself like,
right.
oh man, this is really bad. It can't get worse. And it does. Every episode it gets worse and worse. It's like, dude, what the heck? And they're just destroying Star Wars like as they go, just destroying Star Wars. Like,
Yeah, but see, I
like,
think I think that's also part of the problem for me. Like I've seen them destroy Star Wars for other things to where like I don't need to see more like I get it. You like to see how bad it can get, but to me I'm like at some point I'm just going to be like holding like mush and be like,
no.
"Man, look at
And a
what
lot
it
of
used
people
to be."
and a lot of people have left the fandom because of that, right? But
Right.
but I'm telling you, it's not even just like a Star Wars thing. It's like, it's so poorly written. Like it's so poorly written. The dialogue, the motivations of the characters are like, it's really like a case study that you watch and you're like, what the heck? Like, what? Who wrote it? Who greenlit this? So who
Yeah.
wrote this script? And then who is like, man, no one voiced their opinions. You know what I mean? And
Well, the thing
we can
is,
be honest. Huh?
when you're in those rooms, like, yeah, you could, like, let's say we're in those rooms, right?
We have
And
been.
we're watching this, and we've been, in kind of situations creatively, maybe, right? That we can probably draw from. But you like you're talking to some these big wigs, right? And you're telling them like, or you're looking at them, you're like, okay, oh, you guys are all liking this, and you yourself are like, this is dog shit, right?
Yeah.
The moment
Yeah.
the moment you say this is dog shit,
They kick you out the room.
yeah, and now nobody wants to hear, good or bad, what you
Yeah.
have to say,
That's true. That's true.
right?
No, and that's a good point. I understand like you can't bite the hand that feeds you. I get that.
Right. Maybe there are. Maybe there's, great pieces of work that it's like, oh, it was so easy to write. Everyone agreed 100%, and the
Mhm.
story came to me as exactly how I, filmed it. I mean, I tend to think that's doubtful that that actually happens.
Right,
Um,
right. It's probably
you
less
know,
likely than it happens the other way. You know what I
right.
mean? So
And that's just kind of, part of it, right? A lot of times we don't ask or don't care to hear what other people think, and that's kind of,
yeah.
where we get stuck as a society. We're like, nah, this is what is right, and that's it, and we don't want to see both sides or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's almost like I keep feeling like we're itching to get political, and then we just don't. Like everything keeps like kind of hinting towards that a little bit, and then we just
Yeah,
do,
they
yeah.
just
And we're
sprinkle
just
a
not.
little
Who
bit
are
in
you
there.
talking about, Saga? Who are you talking about over there? You
Don't
know,
know.
seems like you're talking about yourself, dude. Like, yeah, 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 man.
I try to lean to the best of righteousness.
Yeah, exactly. So you
Yeah.
like you like Superman, you like Aragon, you like you
Wow.
know
Look at you.
is
Look at
above
you bringing it
of
all back together.
above duty above else
Wow.
above all else. Yeah,
I can't hear it.
yeah, yeah.
Eh, eh, eh,
I know, man. That yeah,
But yeah,
I know. Yeah.
well, I think that sums up this episode.
Yeah, I think so too. We can end it on that note. So that's episode 5. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm Daniel Rumbles.
I'm S.A.G.A
And
MC.
he's Saga Emcee, guys.
Uh, Not quite, but yeah,
Yeah.
I get it in there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look, what was that? Oh, oh.